was just doing my bedtime routine, which consists of a face mask and a little snack whilst going through your comments. I saw your comments about how Meghan and Harry are doing nothing for the victims of the LA fires. And so I looked it up and I found this article. Prince Harry gave an elderly victim a donut. A donut? A donut?
Princess Markle, she left that little group and now she's getting down and dirty. She truly wants to help.
Princess Markle's.
Sorry about that jump scare. But yes, they did just call her Princess Markle. I know it's hard out there. I know there's chaos in the wildfires community. But where did they pull that one from? Princess Markle has said no one ever.
Woke us all up.
Yes, Meghan, we are definitely awake now after that. As you know, that is a clip from her trailer, which has been postponed, funny enough. The release of With Love Meghan has been moved from its previously announced January premiere date to March 4th, as we focus on the needs of those impacted by the wildfires in my home state of California, says Meghan. Let's get real. You're firing and rehiring everyone. You're reshooting everything. You got horrible backlash. No one wants to watch this. In fact, a lot of the comments that came off of this tweet were, how about it just doesn't launch? How about we don't want to see it? How about you just push it back till never? I think she's going to take that time to do, as I said in my video, that she's trying to rehire everyone and replace everything that she did wrong. Even though, let her tell it, she'd say,
I am thankful to my partners at Netflix for supporting me and delaying the launch as we focus on the needs of those impacted by the wildfires in my home state of California. Meghan Markle.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I want to start with a quick recap, if only for my sake. Meghan and Harry picked themselves up and drove 2 hours south of Montecito to the site of some of the destruction from the wildfires. They went in armored vehicles with their bodyguards, of course, because how else do you show up anywhere if you're them? They came with their 2 long arms swinging and stayed 17 minutes, in which time Meghan spun around like a chicken without her head, and Harry, Harry was a hero. Not just a hero of the media censoring that he's trying to do, of course. We'll get to that though. We're getting to that. But also, he gave a guy a donut. Check this out. Prince Harry went out of his way to find a special snack for an elderly victim of the Los Angeles wildfires. Prince Harry, who was wearing a hat and a face mask, had approached a bedridden man to ask if he would like a sandwich, water, or something else to eat from a food cart. Mayor Victor Gordo, who was pushing the food cart, and by the looks of it, partaking in it too, told the Pasadena Star newspaper, the gentleman said, "What I'd really like is a donut." Harry says, "There's no donut here, but I will find one." He takes off and 10 minutes later he returns with a donut. Hold on a minute. 10 minutes later, okay, so subtract 10 from 17 minutes. So they were actually only there for 7 minutes apart from the donut search. The unnamed man had no idea who Harry was, but told him, if you ever run for anything, I'll vote for you. I don't know what Donald Trump will have to say about that. Okay? Can't even, secure his visa really at the moment. I don't know what he's going to be running for. Anyhow, I digress. So for the other 7 minutes, that means they were walking over charred debris and remains of people's homes, people who have not even themselves seen their homes. But we know how Meghan loves to rummage through people's stuff, as she did with Princess Charlotte's nursery. Remember when she went through there and people caught her up in there and were like, get out of there. Hopefully she does not have light hands. But girl, what kind of field trip is this really that they're on? I mean, this is taking trauma farming to another level now. I know articles have been lauding Meghan for giving hugs because that's really needed at this time. Is it though? If it's really needed, right? Like, why don't people reach out and hug her? Why does she have to go upon them with all of her nasty, smelly hair and put her face up into their faces with mask around her neck? Why do people not approach her? Well, it might be because she has these imposing bodyguards standing behind her that will take someone down like Messi's bodyguard in a minute. So she's the only one that has the propriety over people to go and approach them and invade their personal space. Nobody can approach her. Who is allowing them to places at this point? Like, who is sanctioning this stuff? Well, obviously this is prearranged because even the mayor had time to have an audience with them. And so you can only imagine that their agents like WME and so on arranged this and said, let's go.
Let's go.
But I have a theory that their agents are actually trying to ruin their careers. I mean, that's the only conclusion you can come to at this point, because why would they allow them to make themselves look so bad all the time? I think they're just rushing their demise. Like, let's get to it. Let's get to the fall of Meghan and Harry by pushing them to be creepy and weird, that people are grossed out by them. Let's just get to that. Let's get to it. I don't care what benefits were in it for Meghan and Harry. Some people are saying it would help their Archwell Foundation to get funding, and that's why they were posing for pictures like this. I mean, who has time? People are not sleeping at night. People are just working on the ground. And who has time to line up and take pictures when you've only been there? Well, we said 17, but now it's gone down to 7 because 10 minutes was just looking for a donut. Who has the time? One person that does have the time is allegedly one of her staff members who did go down there, had a volunteer lanyard on, so I guess she was actually working. But people noticed that this lady left with Meghan and Harry. So I don't know if she was getting a ride home with them, and I don't know if she was planted there by them as a paid actor, as Meghan has done in the past. Empire 2.0? How about Uvalde 2.0? Girl, it's so sickening. Also, just tell me down in the comments what was the most cringe part of this for you. I know that it's all cringe, but like the holding of the hands really struck me here. She has to hold Harry's hand at all moments. Who is trying to prove something to somebody more? Is it Meghan or is it Harry? Is it Trevor? Is it Trevor Engelson? Did he hurt you? Are you trying to prove to him that you're in love? Because it can't be us, because we already know the score. So it cannot be us you're trying to prove it to. I don't know who needs to see you hold hands this much. Because we don't want to see it. It's weird. It's inappropriate. There's charred remains of people. Why hold hands now? It is not a romantical honeymoon situation. Okay? But since they spent such little time on the scene, Meghan got to go back home and jump up on her website and lecture us once again. She decided to tell us that we must look out for those in our family and friends of ours who might need help and support, and we should welcome them into... I don't know if it's because I'm from Barbados and we're used to hurricanes and what happens in hurricanes. So, okay, what happens in hurricanes is that when you start checking on each other and everything, you find that everybody's on the road. Like everybody's going to another person's house to shower. By the way, I don't even know why they lock off the water, but sometimes they do in hurricanes. I have no idea what that has to do. I understand the electricity, but I don't know why. Sometimes they just lock off the water. And so you go to your family and friend's house to shower, spend the night. Sometimes people have generators when you don't, and you can charge your phone, you can stay and spend. So people are constantly moving as long as we've got the all clear to do so. People are moving around and spending time with each other. That's just the natural progression of a disaster. I don't know what unhumanoid person has to tell people that, like why they themselves don't realize that that goes without saying. Whether or not she's opening her home to people, I don't care. I don't know. We will never know, in fact, because she couldn't even show us her own kitchen for her cookery show. So why should we ever get to know what she does in her house, or if she still has it at this point? Is very much a question I have. But while she was remembering that she has a website, she also went on to attack Mark Zuckerberg's new decision to not censor freedom of speech as much. He's trying to give people more liberty with what they're saying on Facebook or Meta or whatever. It's part of an initiative to revamp the whole system of sharing and so on. And she took that as a personal offense, girl. She went up on her website and made a diatribe, when I tell you an epistle of foolishness and word salad, incorporating everything under the sun, discrimination, equity, you know, all the normal word salad words that she uses. But she made sure to especially point to the fact that she has done so much to aid in censorship by the Parents Network, where she rode the tailcoats of people who were suffering from their children's deceasing and all of it. And she said she's done so much, so how dare he? How dare he? Has he not seen what she's done, girl? She takes it personally because she doesn't want anyone to talk about the things they have questions about. because she's a liar and she's lied so much, and she doesn't want people to be able to say that they have a brain and they've realized she's lied. You may not do that. You may only let her live in her delusion and continue to lie to you and insult your intelligence, okay, when you have a question about it. So anyhow, too bad for her. If she thinks it's about her, it's really not, of course, but in her mind, it is all about her. Another thing that Meghan took offense to is her and her husband being called disaster tourists by Justine Bateman. And she got her little sources to say, Justine Bateman's attack on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's LA fire victims visit is sad. Meghan and Harry should not be offended. They've picked up several nicknames besides Bateman's disaster tourists. They have been called tragedy tourists, Montecito monetizers, grief ghouls, grief grifters, and as I said, trauma farmers. You know, it's a lot. She's got another firestorm going on, no pun intended, but another firestorm going on in mainstream media about the pregnancies, and that has really come up recently, which I'm sure she's not happy about. But I think that should give her a sign that why does she spend more time with her children instead of jumping in a car and taking a 5-hour round trip, you know, to stay 17 minutes somewhere. You know, there's something called mom guilt. I know we've all experienced it as mothers. I mean, you don't even want to spend any time away from your child or else you feel guilty. Meghan obviously doesn't have that. I don't have to tell you that. I mean, like, but I wish she would pay attention to her children and spend more time with them. And then she wouldn't be out here getting insulted the whole time. She'll never be able to come back from what she did. She'll absolutely never be able to reinvent herself as anything, not a chef, not a humanitarian, not an actress, I don't know what else she's capable of. So, but put down in the comments what you think she might reinvent herself as. Whatever it is, it's not going to work because what she did, she simply can't come back from. People are saying you postponed the Netflix show, but you couldn't postpone the interview with Oprah for the sake of the Queen and Prince Philip. I wanted to move on finally to the Sussex squad and what they're doing right now, because there's a lot of infighting going on. Maybe it's because some of them are putting out crazy tweets like this. I'm happy for Meghan that the wildfires has sadly happened. I mean, grammar. But anyway, for me, I believe it will work in Meghan's favor moving forward. I kind of hope it's a bot that wrote this because the grammar, the illiteracy, I'm just saying. Okay, so there's that side of it where people are like, well, I guess she still has these bots or these paid supporters or whatever to write such a crazy thing like this. Makes no sense. It makes her look even worse, Meghan, especially if she doesn't come out and she never does and say that she disavows this sort of fan that she has. But I noticed something else. I noticed that since the trailer, a lot of her fans have fallen off because they realize that they're not being represented in Meghan's life, and they realize that she don't like black people, and she actually... Anyway, let me let this girl speak for herself, okay?
Now, Meghan, I was one of your big supporters, you understand? No one could chat about you know what I mean? Because I would have went in on their ass. But girl, I'm giving you the side eye, all the way side eye. I'm giving you the side eye because when I watched your little introduction to the documentary, where are all the black people? Why are there no black people in here, Meghan? Meghan! Now, it's leading me to believe that you only use black people as pawn. When it comes to your inner circle, when it comes to introducing your life, where are they? You can have upper echelon black people in your circle. They don't all have to be celebrity actors and this, that. They could also be doctors, lawyers, engineers.
So she's very passionate about this. And she has turned. You understand that she has completely crossed the aisle. She is no longer on Meghan's side. But I do have a comment about the doctors, lawyers, and engineers. I don't think that I think their brain would just reject all the word salad that Meghan says to them. And so they probably wouldn't want to hang out with her. But the point is still taken that she could have shown some other people in her life besides the one she showed. I know she did show Tracy Robbins, but remember that Tracy Robbins is also biracial. She's half Thai and half black. So the black women that support Meghan would have liked to have been represented by a black woman like them. That's all. But girl, I just don't even know what to say anymore. Please put down in the comments what you think of this whole debacle, and I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.